Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the vote is bigger than legalese. Humanity, Mr. Speaker, is bigger than the UN Charter. It is bigger than international protocols. And yes, Mr. Speaker, humanity is bigger than the constitutions of the nations of the world. Humanity is human beings moving collectively. Human beings rising in a humane manner for benevolence, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we reflect on this, it's no different from where we normally find ourselves as professional doctors. You go into an area where there is disease that is killing people, but you go there to stop the deaths. It is because of humanity that people brought us vaccines and drugs when COVID-19 was wiping out Kenyans. It is because of humanity that we shall be taking our young people, who I would advise they get the elite ones from the General Service Unit, GSU, to be the preferred officers who will go to Haiti. And Mr. Speaker, our understanding is that our officers are not going to fight. They're going to sit there to create a buffer so that militia A that fights militia B can find a middle ground of people who allow them to see sense. Mr. Speaker, whether we like it or not, we must accept that when it was difficult for us in 2008, 2007, we needed the international community for peace and order to restore in Kenya. So if we benefited at that time, and the best beneficiaries were the leaders of this country and the elected members of parliament and the Senate, why should we then be selfish when it comes to responding to the problems in Haiti? Finally, Mr. Speaker, it is because of the absence of humanity that the world is watching as Israel and Palestine hammer each other. But humanity, if it steps in, we will tell either side, we will tell both sides that we stand to benefit more if there is no Palestinian child crying, if there is no Israeli child crying. That is the route we should go. I therefore support the motion that this...
Senator Methu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also rise to support this particular motion. And Honorable Speaker, by this House passing this particular motion, it will become an endorsement to the vote of confidence that has been voted on our forces by one of the highest security organs in the world, the United Nations Security Council, that said that for Haiti to gain stability, the forces of the Kenya Police Service must be involved. Honorable Speaker, as my colleagues have mentioned, it's not the first time that the Kenyan force is being called to go and restore peace and order. Since 1989, our police service has been involved in very many peacemaking missions. Our police have been in Darfur, our police have been in Sierra Leone, our police have been in Namibia, many missions, I think 10. This shall become the 11th, Honorable Speaker, that our Kenyan police will be dealing with. Honorable Speaker, an injustice to a black person is an injustice to every black person everywhere, be it in Haiti, be it in Kenya. And being called to lead, Honorable Speaker, as a country that shall become the lead in this particular mission of ensuring that an aggression against black people is a thing of the past, Honorable Speaker, is something that we must take as a country in pride, and we are very honored, Honorable Speaker, that it shall become Kenya in the leading. It shall be added into the list of the missions that have been successful, Honorable Speaker. Finally, Honorable Speaker, in one of the things that has been brought by the Senator Cheptumo Committee is that one of the last things that is happening beyond the approval by the United Nations Security Council is the second condition that we give as a country is negotiation on the welfare of the troops, Honorable Speaker. I think, Honorable Speaker, this is very, very important that we take care of the welfare of the 1,000 policemen that will go to Haiti, Honorable Speaker, that we shall be able to take care of their medical expenses, Honorable Speaker. In the unfortunate event any of them gets injured or even there's loss of life, Honorable Speaker, the government or the United Nations should be able to take care of these particular soldiers, their families, and their dependents, Honorable Speaker, so that it shall not become a curse that we send people, 1,000 of us, to go and bring peace elsewhere, Honorable Speaker, that after it, Honorable Speaker, their families will have the comfort and they will feel proud that...
Your time is up, Senator. Senator Mofaya.
I stand to support the motion. Honorable Speaker, it's important for this Honorable House to realize that Kenya, as a country, has the best reputation in the world for peacekeeping forces. Honorable Speaker, this is not the first time that this country has been able to send forces across the world for peacekeeping missions, bearing in mind that in this country we have the best trained officers across the board. And it is their time, Honorable Speaker, that we have to cry with our brothers in Haiti, because as Honorable Medwa just said, a pain inflicted to any black person is just a reflection of what is happening in here today. So, Honorable Speaker, it is my humble submission that I should support this motion that we are supposed to send troops to Haiti to keep peace, because this is administration before, and it's something that Kenya has been doing for the last like 20 years or so. I support.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Chute Mohammed Said.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Kenya Police Service is a national body which is in charge of law enforcement in Kenya, not in Haiti. So, Speaker, the Kenya Police Service was formed in 1906. And later on, we had National Police Service, which was established in 2011 under Article 243. Mr. Speaker, in a normal circumstances, you can give to people, anybody, that things you have. If you have something, you can give someone. If you don't have anything, what are you going to give anyone? Why am I saying this? Mr. Speaker, Kenya, okay, let me talk about United Nations recommended ratio of 1 police officer to a population of Kenyans. The ratio is 1 police officer to 450 persons in Kenya. But in our situation now, we have 1 police officer, 1,150 persons. That means the police officers we have today in Kenya is 101. And we need 250 police officers to even manage the people we have in Kenya. We have issues in Baragoi. We have issues in Marsabit. We have issues in Pokot. We have issues in Turkana, Samburu, Lamu, Mandera. We cannot manage. Why are we sending our officers to Haiti? I honestly don't know. And if I am asked today, police officers in Baragoi, police officers were killed, 40 police officers, in a period of about 1 hour. That means we have a problem. How can we safeguard the security and safety of our people in Haiti? I beg to say, when my friend, Senator Khalwale, is talking about humanity in Haiti, how about humanity in Baragoi, in Marsabit, in Samburu, in Mandera, in Wajir? I beg to oppose Kabisa. It is wrong to send our children there, and I don't like this idea. It is not good. We don't have enough officers. Why do we send our young boys and girls, okay, boys and girls to Haiti while we cannot even, don't have enough officers? Usikate, wachana mambo yake. We don't have enough officers to take care of our issues in Kenya. So I will say, I honestly would like our officers to remain in Kenya.
Senator Tute, I've listened to your contributions, and you've been in this house for a while now. Standing Order 92 requires you to proceed in one particular language, either Kiswahili or English, or Kenya Sign Language. When you start with one, you conclude with that particular speech. That was a reminder to you so that you are there in your future contributions in the House. Senator Mungatana Buya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to say a few words on this matter. Mr. Speaker, in Tana River, there is a very energetic team in football that we celebrate called Sango Sportif. And this is the only team that is in League Division 2 from our county. Mr. Speaker, every time they keep requesting for support to go and have experience outside the county, to play with other people who are in another level, so that they gather the experience and become better. Mr. Speaker, I am also chairing the Bunge Sports Committee with the Honorable Kawaya. And every time we get requests from several teams in Parliament that they want to go and train or engage with other international people or teams so that they can make their game better. Mr. Speaker, why should we make it difficult or oppose the idea that our children, our police officers want to go and get experience outside? Mr. Speaker, this will make them better, not the worse. Number two, Mr. Speaker, the Bosnia-Herzegovina mission that happened in a few years ago, in '96, Mr. Speaker, some of the soldiers who came back, Mr. Speaker, I remember receiving one in my office, and he told me, I have come back with a lot of money, I want to purchase a house, and I want to make sure that this money I'm using will also be enough to purchase a property. Mr. Speaker, that soldier was coming from a mission that made his life change completely. And to date, Mr. Speaker, that soldier is doing very well. How did he gain his foundation in economic prosperity? It's because, Mr. Speaker, he went outside, he came back with good money, and he was able to invest, and to date, Mr. Speaker,